Let me quickly introduce myself. Right, my name is Elvis. I'm one of the senior high performance career coaches here in India. Okay. Also, I've collaborated with MentorLab today, right? And we've done a few other meetings in the past as well. But a little bit about me, guys. I have almost 17 years of work experience. I've been working through a lot many domains ranging from aviation, tech, finance, management, and much more into data science. Okay. Apart from that, also, I am here to kind of help you guys understand the domain of data science, the process of data science in all, and what could you do into data science, and what could be the job opportunities, right, into data science. Okay, cool, guys. So let's quickly start. Okay, it is going to be a little long than expected sessions. You can obviously react by either raising your hand or by clapping or whatever you want to do. You could react, or if you have a question, you could stop me and ask. Okay, and I'll be more than glad to answer those questions for you. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's understand data science. So, guys, we have so I cannot see a lot of you guys, but I would love to hear from either Poojan or Saswat or Utshab, whoever is here. Anybody has an idea what is data science? Does anybody have an idea? Okay, well, it's a pretty silent crowd. Okay, so guys, not exactly. Okay, okay, here we are in the chat box. Okay, fine enough. Okay, so guys, we are going to run through data science, okay, end to end, okay, and we are going to understand what data analytics is, what data science is, and are they connected, are they not connected, okay, all of this through, okay. So let's quickly understand data science. The word data and word science both understand, yes, predicting something. Okay. So you study the science of data to understand something. Okay. Or to understand an outcome. Okay. And this is what we're going to look at. Okay. So, what exactly is data science? So, data science is nothing but the study to extract meaningful insights in a business. Okay. Yes. Who do we are speaking? Okay. Okay. It, it's a study to understand meaningful insights. So let's say if I come to Nepal, okay, and I ask you guys to eat the best amazing, Nepali dish, right? If I give you this task, you may think the best restaurant where you want to go to. You may think what could be the taste of it. You may go all into your mind to understand the database of food that you've ever tasted, and you would have come, after learning and understanding the data, you would have particularly come to a suggestion. Okay. And that is exactly the study of data in your head. Now, when we replicated this into technology, we required a few other topics to be included. Okay, so we included mathematics, we included statistics, we included artificial intelligence and computer engineering to understand the study of data science. Okay, now a lot of you may ask, okay, why do I need to study this data science? Why do companies need to kind of go ahead and learn large amounts of data? This is usually done to answer questions like what happened in the past, what could happen in the future, and what can be done to optimize results. Okay. And that's the reason why data science is the science of analyzing any given raw data or statistics or machine learning techniques with the purpose of drawing a particular end conclusion. So, how many of you know when did data science actually originate? Come on. All answers in the chat. I am looking at the chat, guys. How many of you know when did data science actually originate? Quickly. No idea. Okay. So I don't know if I call that Mr. or MR says no idea. Anybody else? Okay. So data science was always present. Okay. Data science was always present. Okay. But we always called it as statistics. Okay. That is what we called it as. Right? Now, in the early 60s, okay, somebody learned statistics, and in the late 90s, by the time we reached the late 90s, he combined it with computer science. Okay. And this formula was proposed to get a conclusion or to design data or to collect data or to analyze data. And today, this is only termed as data science. So something that is an original origination of mathematics, then mixed with computer science, slowly from the 60s, then coming to the 70s, then to the 80s, and with the evolution of technology, this turned into data science. Okay, guys? And it took another decade to just kind of recognize the importance of data science. And we just started recognizing data science in the early 2000s. Okay. Okay. Sangam, we would love to be a part of that conversation, but if you want, you can kind of just mute yourself. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now you guys understand what is data science? How did it originate? Okay. And where did it come from? Now let's understand what are the pillars in data science. So, how is data science made, or what does it compose of? Okay, let's understand that. Cool. So, there are four pillars on which data science stands. Okay, and these are the most important key pillars of data science. Okay, now most people think, oh, data science is all coding, oh, data science is all mathematics, oh, data science is all business knowledge, or all communication. No, guys, data science is a mixture of these four. Okay. And hence, anybody who comes with any given working experience, okay, can bring their business knowledge. So, for an example, if somebody comes from an aviation, they can come and learn data science and become an aviationist or an aviation analytics. Okay. Somebody from an operations can come and learn these four key pillars and become an operations analyst. Right. So, data science is open to all and it is based on these four pillars. Okay. Now let's understand what the four pillars are. The first pillar, or pillar number one, you could call it as domain knowledge. Okay. Now, domain knowledge is, in simple words, if I say you need to understand the business of a company. Okay. So, what most people think that understanding and having knowledge of a business is not essential or is not required in data science. But the first objective of data science is to actually understand where does the business want to go. See, if a company comes to you and you are not aware of what that company is and what does the company work or what does the company originate or what is the business ethics of those company, how can you build something out of data or how can you build a model for that particular company when you don't know what the end goal is supposed to be, right? And hence you need to understand data domain knowledge. So you need to know how to ask the right questions from the people who are kind of coming in from any particular company like KPMG, Tredence, Fractal, PwC. And there are some visualization tools that after understanding business, you can display the graph. Okay. Yes. Now, the second most important pillar of data science is Mathematics. Okay. Now people say, oh, Elvis, I am not good at mathematics. Will I be able to learn data science? Yes, you will be. Right? We all have learned calculus, like profit and loss, probability, ratio proportion, right? You also have learned statistics in school. I mean, charts, bar graphs. So, have all of us learned bar graphs? Just show me a raise of hands or just say yes in the chat. That would be great. Has all of us learned profit and loss? Yes, right? So, a lot of these base concepts of maths, like vectors, right? Some seventh and eighth grade, right? Mathematics is what is involved in here. Okay. So you need to understand. Now, why do I need mathematics? See, data is all about probability, and data science is all about probability. So we need to understand statistics, and these statistics are very important and play a very important part in analysis. So probability of understanding statistics means probability of understanding what the possible outcome could be. Okay. And that is why mathematics is important. Okay. The third pillar and the very famous pillar that everybody is afraid of, computer science, right? Everybody, when coming to data science, hey, I'm a non-tech guy. Hey, I'm a coder. Hey, I'm a non-coder. Will I be able to do data science? Yes. If you are a non-coding professional, if you are a professional who has had a career gap and do not belong to the technical domain, if you are a homemaker or a housewife, if you are a person who's searching for new abilities or new possibilities in the tech world, data science can help you because there is a minimal use or there is optimum use of computer science in here. So one someone who wants to learn data science need to have a good hand on Python and SQL. Okay, one of the most important and integral parts of computer science into data science. Okay, so what do you want to understand? You want to understand SQL, you want to understand Python, right? Now there are other topics or other tools that are used by lot of people, and legacy tools like R, right? R is used. Now, R is something that was first used in data science, now moving out to go into, going into Python or SQL. Okay. So one needs to understand basic databases like SQL. Okay. And there are many type of non-database kind of tools like MongoDB, like Redis, like Dynamo, right? Different companies use different, different, I would say, different tools. Okay, and these tools are very, very, very important. For an example, Python and SQL are the base of these tools. Okay, so this is something that you want to actually look at when learning in data science. Now, a lot of people say, okay, I'm not good at talking, but this is a technical domain. Why should I be good at talking? See, if you are not good at talking, how would you communicate with the first point, that is the domain knowledge? How would you communicate? How would you communicate with the people from the company? How would you understand what the company requires from you? And hence, both written and verbal communication make it important to have come in data science. Okay. Okay. There are a lot of discussions when you do analysis, when you do project work, right? There is a lot of discussions that come and a lot of details that need to be communicated, right? For an example, in something like a job role of business analytics, You are the representative of your own company. Okay. You are the bridging gap, and hence communication skill makes it very, very important. Are we all here? Are we all understanding? Just tell me a yes, no, maybe any questions around the four pillars of data science. Okay. So if I'm not getting anything in chat, I will be going ahead. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Great. Now, every process, every technical, so for an example, a software development also has a life cycle. How the project comes in, how does it evolve, what is the front end, what is the back end. Similarly, a data science also has the life cycle. Okay. Now, this life cycle of data science depends on 7 steps, and we will be going into all of these 7 steps in depth. Okay. And I will take you through these 7 steps. So, what are these 7 steps? Let's understand. Okay. The first step is business understanding. Okay. The second step is data understanding. The third step is data preparation. The fourth step is exploratory data analysis. Then comes data modeling, model evaluation, and module deployment. Okay. Now, let's understand which role. Now, if you see this life cycle here, okay, according to the life cycle of business understanding, data prep, exploratory data analysis, data modeling, model evaluation, and model deployment, you will see different job roles that show top priority and least priority in every step of the life cycle. Okay, let's understand it. Okay, so if you see this proportion or this value where it says business understanding, data prep, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. This is the life cycle of data science, and these are the roles within data science that are there. Okay. Now, according to the a data scientist, where would he have top priority? See, a data scientist would have top priority in modeling, making a model of the data. Okay. There would be high priorities in evaluation and understanding the data, and low in deployment, and medium in understanding the business. Similarly, a data engineer will be top in data preparation or preparing the data. A data analyst will be top in analyzing or understanding the data. An ML engineer will be at the top when he has to deploy a model, okay, or when he has to launch a model, okay. And then a product owner will be there during understanding of the business and evaluation of the business. And a project manager is just like a team leader handling all of these
ए जान
processes.
यहाँ चढेर
Yes.
तपाईँ झर्नेवाला भन्नु अनि
Divya.
त्यसपछि
Hi,
उम्,
Divya.
यो त कोटेश्वरबाट
Okay. So, okay. Great. Cool. So, understanding how which priority or which role has priorities on what levels. Okay. Now, I will also show you this again once the life cycle is done. Okay. So let's understand the life cycle into depth now. Okay. So the first process is understanding the business. Okay. So when you understand the business, okay, the complete life cycle revolves around about. See, when you need to, the first step is always when a company approaches you, right? You need to understand the complete cycle. Okay, you need to understand what will you resolve, or what you have to resolve. What is the specific problem of a company? What is the goal that I have to create, or what is the commercial goal of the company, right? Now, after due analysis, after understanding the objective of the company, then you go into understanding how to minimize the problems of that particular product, or commodity or software that is there. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two is data collection or data understanding. Okay, just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, my laptop is just frozen. Just give me 1 minute. So let me know once you can see my screen. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Now, when we talk of, you know, data collection, okay, we talk about understanding the process of data. Okay. Now, process of gathering a particular data and having accurate details from different sources, right, is called as collection of data. Okay, so you find answers from research problems, you find answers from trends, you find answers from probabilities, right? Now, when you collect data, you want to evaluate possible data. Okay, and this evaluation and this collection and this gathering of possible outcomes is called as data collection. Okay, now let's understand, why do you need to collect data? So can anybody tell me, why is it important to collect data during data science? Yes, chat. Okay. There is no interpretation to draw a collection. Okay. Fine. Okay. Hospitality, yes, later on. Okay. I'll tell you how data science can be used in hospitality. For analysis, very good. Okay. We need to understand data. Okay. And we need to gather data. See, understand, guys. Okay. If you have knowledge, knowledge is power. Okay. How do you get knowledge? You get knowledge by gaining information. And how do you gain information? By collecting data. In the technical world, data is always in digitized form in IT. Okay. Hence, the collection of data is also understand of collection of knowledge for analysis. Okay. So whenever you start, right, prioritizing your strategy for data collection, you need to ask, if you're a data collector or if you're a data analyst or if you're anybody into the data team, right? You need to understand the goal or the purpose of this particular research. Why are we doing this particular research? Okay. What kinds of data is a particular company actually planning on gathering? Okay. What method are we going to use to collect a particular data? Where are we going to store it? What is the information? So all of these questions, you sit on a table and your team actually discusses these questions. Now, guys, collecting data. Can anybody tell me, is data only known as Excel files? How could you classify data, guys? Does anybody know what what could be data? Come on, chat.
Primary and secondary.
Right. Okay. That's the type of collection of data, right? But obviously, data can also be put as primary and secondary. Okay. Right. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, see, data can be any information. It could be any type of qualitative data, and quantitative data is what we use. Okay, so qualitative data could be any description such as color, size, quality, appearance, and unsurprisingly, quantitative data could be yes. Okay, and quantitative data would be, probably anything that deals with numbers, such as statistics, polls, percentages. Okay, so this is quality and quantity of data. And these two data is something that we seek for in the data science world. Okay. Now, what are the types of collection of data? Okay, when I worked as a data analyst or a or a business analyst or a data analyst, right? We used primary data collection. Okay, that means primary data collection could be okay. It could be surveys. We all know what a survey is, right? It's a questionnaire, a research. I will prepare a Google form, or I will send out a questionnaire, or I could have a multiple choice question or a bullet red question, right? And this can be conducted through face-to-face interviews, telephones, calls, mails, online platforms. Okay, that's survey. Okay, interviews, direct interaction with a particular researcher. Okay, or they can be conducted over the phone. An can be conducted over the phone or through a video conferencing that we are doing right now, right? So interviews can be something known as structured with predefined questions. We can call it as structured data. Okay. Then there is a semi-structured data. Okay. Okay. And there is an unstructured data. Unstructured data could be any video, any audio note. Okay. Anything. Okay. The third type of primary data collection type is observation. Okay. A lot of people, a lot of researchers observe and record behaviors, action, events in a particular setting of an environment of a software. This method is 100% collection of data. Okay. Whether we are humans, if we behave somewhere funny, right? And if my body is sick, right? There is a medical history. If I go to the hospital, there is a medical history that is formed. The next time I go to the hospital, the doctor will look at that data, right? And prescribe me a medicine. Similarly, in phenomenons like this occur in data also, where we gather this information. Okay. Third is experiment. Fourth is experiments. We usually do a cause and effect. Okay. So an R&D. Okay, we do it in a controlled condition. Okay, we manipulate data to see how the behavior of the data changes, right? And then focus groups are groups that small individual groups that come together, share opinions, share perception about a software. This is how data is collected in primary data collection. Okay, secondary data is anything that evolves, any data that is publicly available anywhere. Okay. There is already an existing data that is over the internet, and it has been kind of posted by someone else, and I can use that data, right? For an example, if you go to Google and put something related to Nepal or related to anything in Nepal or the latest news of Nepal, that data is already available there. I'm just going and making use of that data. Okay. This could be any published source, just like newspaper, magazine, government report. There is online databases as well, right? There are government or institutional records, right? So, what are online databases? Any social service, any economic data, any statistical information, any research article, any blog, any vlog is online database. Any governmental and institutional record is government agencies have certain database that can be used for research purposes. Then publicly available data, we all use social media today. We all use platforms today. We all use websites today, right? And there is past research studies. Any kind of study and their finding. For an example, if I want to understand the phenomenon of a flood or of heavy rainfall or of earthquakes, right? We go to the past research studies and we can gain insights and build insights on it. Okay, cool. So this is how data collection happens. Okay. The next is once I collect data, I need to clean my data. That's the next step in data science. Okay. Now, see, if I, okay, so how many men or women cook over here? Can I see? Can you raise your hand? Can you give me a reaction? Quick. Come on. Nobody cooks over here? Okay, Bhuvan. Bhuvan cooks. Okay. Nobody else cooks? Okay. Let me ask someone. Okay. So, okay, let me pull up. Do we have someone like Samita over here? Hi, Samita. Are you here? So let me ask the host of MentorLab. Okay. Snigdha, are you here?
Yes, yes, Elvis.
Okay. Snigdha, let's do an analogy. Okay. Have you ever cooked rice?
Yeah, yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So did you take rice from the packet and just put it in a pressure cooker or in a rice cooking machine and just put it up there?
No, no. I did some washing first, some cleaning, some water draining, some water
So
pouring up
why did we do washing and cleaning?
to make sure we eat clean rice.
To make sure that the product is nice or
Yeah.
the end product is nice? Thank you, Sundar, for that. See, guys, through this analogy, right, we don't eat raw rice or, unclean rice. It is often messy, right? It is probably you have stones or something in it, right? So on and so forth, just like this in data. Okay. Raw data is often very, very messy. It contains a lot of errors. Contains a lot of missing values, inconsistencies, and it becomes necessary to process or pre-process this data. And how do we pre-process this data? We clean and make it usable. Okay. Why is this a very important step? This is a very crucial step because if my data is clean, that means my data management can be better, my data my data in the pipeline can be better, and data can come out accurate, consistent, reliable, effective. Okay, and this effective data can help us in decision making. And hence, there are techniques such as imputation, normalization of data, outlier detections, and all of these techniques. I will not go into depth right now, but you will learn in the program. Okay, whenever you take up one. Okay, once my data is cleaned, then I need to explore my data. Okay, and what does exploratory data analysis mean? Okay, this is that first step in data science in a particular project that involves at looking at a particular data and visualizing it as an outcome. Okay. Now, this visualization, okay, usually involves finding patterns, discovering how different parts of the data are connected, right? And once we start exploring and once we start doing permutation and manipulating data, okay, you start getting answers to it. So, if you want to make an excellent biryani, you put a little bit of salt, a little bit of XYZ, a little bit of chicken or a little bit of meat, whatever you want to do, and you start exploring how many we all are cooking here, right? We all love something tasty. We all love fusion food, right? So these combinations, we start making combinations so that something tastes better, right? Similarly, we start making combinations in exploratory data analysis. Okay. And there are five key steps, okay, in making data analysis or understanding data analysis. See, why do we do a hypothesis? Why do we test data? To see the best outcome. Okay. Now, these best outcomes can come through five techniques. There is univariate, there is bivariate, there's multivariate, and visualization techniques. There's outlier detection, and there's statistical tests. Okay. Now, all of this is just Greek and Latin to you. It will sound very weird to you. But if I have to break things down, in the first step, that is univariate, we analyze data through histograms, bar charts, box plots, right? Like through statistics. We visualize the data, we put it in a tool, and the tool brings up the visualization, and we see how the data is behaving. Okay. In the second one, bivariate, it is more technical. Okay. There are, when you pull up the data there are, for an example, if you see heat waves or heat maps, right, you will see red dots everywhere. Okay. So this is this is a technique that you find, right? Then there is multivariate. Multivariate is examining more than two variables. Okay. So what is the meaning of variate? Variate means a variable. It means a possible outcome. It means there could be one single possible outcome. There could be two single possible outcomes in bivariate, or in multivariate there could be three or more outcomes. And this keeps changing with techniques on techniques. And in these five techniques, whichever suits the best, right, the company goes for it. Okay. Or the engineers start creating something known as a machine learning plan. Okay. So all the data engineers, the machine learning engineers, they are responsible for, understanding and creating applications, right? And what is the role of machine learning? What is the role of machine learning in data science? Let's understand that. Okay. So the role of machine learning is very important. It's very crucial. Okay. You need to understand how much of applications can you make. You need to understand it is a powerful tool that helps us to train a particular data model to get a particular complex solution. Okay. For an example, if you've ever seen a baby, from 0 to 2 years, that baby will not be able to make a decision. From 2 to 5 years, that baby will listen to what you teach. From 5 to 8 years, it will make decisions, but it will also make uh, it will make decisions, but it will also make mistakes. And this is where, like a machine learning engineer, you retrain the entire model, you retrain the baby, or the analytical analogy. Okay. And then form an outcome through it. So machine learning plays a very important role, and it has recently made a lot of progress in, not only in Nepal but also across the globe. Okay, and the role of machine learning is divided into three parts. Okay, in data preparation, in model deployment, and model training. So according to that chart that I just showed you here, if you see, a machine learning engineer is there in data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. This is where a machine learning engineer is very important. And according to the world, okay, there are a lot of applications. So, how many of us use Google Maps here? Can anybody tell me through show of hands how many of us actually use Google Maps? Okay, can anybody react? Yes, raise your hand. Okay, right? Google Map is nothing but an application of you know real-time navigation. It is an outcome of machine learning and data science. How many of us use a mobile phone like an iPhone, or how many of us use a mobile phone that has a face recognition app, right? This is again an application of machine learning. How many of us use online e-commerce like Amazon or any other e-commerce on your phone, right? Where people recommend products to you. How many of us use Alexa or Google speech recognition, right? So these are all applications that have been generated out of data science and machine learning and AI. So whenever you do machine learning, whenever you do AI, data science is it's at its center, okay? And it is all about using data science to understand the world around us to make better decisions. Cool. Very importantly, what are the tools used? Okay. Tools that are used are SQL, Python, Apache Spark, Panda, right? Um, Google Analytics, MongoDB, Keras, Kafka, right? Skillet Learn, right? So every part of the life cycle has a tool that is in there. Okay, cool. Now, how many of you guys, right, have understood stuff till here? Honestly, show me hands. You can react or you can say in the chat. Okay, only Sandeep. Okay, Divya is here. Okay, great. So, see, guys, let's understand. Okay, obviously, everybody wants to do data science because they want to get into a particular job role, right? Let's understand what could be the most popular job roles in data science. Okay, the first job role, there are top 9 job roles like data analyst, business analyst, data engineer, data architect, machine learning engineer, and much more, and data scientist, and much more. Okay. So data analyst, let's understand who is a data analyst, what does he do? Okay. So if you guys work as a data analyst, you're usually, like you learned, right? Like you understood from the life cycle, you're usually extracting data from primary and secondary sources using tools. And what kind of tools you will use? You will use tools like, you know, um, Excel, MongoDB or Python, right? You use tools like that, okay, right? And you use SQL also, right? Now, when you start cleaning this data and extracting this data, you start making into something called as databases or tables. Then you perform analysis on, and then you analyze the data and forecast the data. Okay, that is the job role of a data analyst. But normally, since I'm from India, normally the average pay cycle is somewhere around about 7 to 9 lakh per annum for a fresher into the data science world. Okay. Then the second role is that of a business analyst. Who is a business analyst? Let's understand that. See, a business analyst is a very important person between two teams. He's the person that joins the client along with the software engineers. He's the person that understands the business of the organization. Okay, he conducts a business analytics. That means whenever an organization comes with a particular problem, he's the person to outline the problem. He's the person to understand the opportunities and the possible solutions for the problem. And this person works on improving the existing business processes. So that guy will usually analyze, design, and implement new technology and systems into the project. Okay, and because the project has a budgeting, he will do the budgeting and the forecasting and the pricing analysis. Usually, the tools that this guy works on is mostly extraction tools or data visualization tools. Okay, now these tools are tools like Excel, Visio, SQL, Tableau, right? And wireframing tools like, Axure or Azure RP or Visio again. Okay. So these are the most basic job roles into data science. In fact, we call them as basic, but they are one of the first two job roles that you will find in data science that anybody from a non-tech background, from a tech background, or from any background that you come, you'll be able to crack. Okay, cool, right? So the average salary, again, for a business analyst, as per Indian markets and global markets, go around about, let's say, somewhere around, again, 7 to 10 LPA or 7 to 10 lakh per annum. Okay, let's understand the next two important job types, right? That is of a data engineer and a data architect. Okay, now I'd like to understand from you guys, have you ever seen a person who's a civil engineer? Come on, guys. Yes, no, maybe. Somebody who makes a building or a tower or, okay. So, have you not seen anybody who's an engineer who makes homes, bungalows? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. The primary duty is for that particular person is to design and maintain, right? That particular building or maintain a safe space for that building or for that person to live in. Okay, a data engineer is also doing the same thing. He's the person who's not only designing the foundations of he's the person who's not only designing the foundation of the environment for the softwares to work on, but he's also there to maintain those data and data management systems. Okay, then the next priority of his is to collect data and manage data. Okay, then he conducts a primary research and a secondary research. He finds again patterns, forecast trends, and then passes the data on to the team. Okay, right, this is the base kind of work that a data engineer does, and this could variate from project to project. So what are the tools? SQL, Python, Hive, okay, Hadoop, Kafka, Azkaban. These are all legacy tools, but we have also moved towards AWS, Azure, Airflow, right? These are the new tools that are coming up. Now, the job of an architect is in line with the data engineer, but he's there to develop and implement overall strategy of a project. So let's say a particular person comes in, says that, hey, this is the data. I need to form a business model on this and a software based out of this. A data architect will plan how things needs to be done along with a timeline. And he's the person in line with the business and the organization. He's the person who will identify from where a data collection has to happen. What kind of sources are you going to use? You are, as a architect, you want to collaborate with a lot of teams for the smooth functioning of a particular database or a particular project. So you're into planning and managing and end-to-end data architecture or timeline of that particular project. Okay. During this time, you are also going to do regular auditing of the data and the performance of your engineers, right? And again, you're going to use the same kind of tools that are mentioned into a data engineer. You're going to use SQL, you're going to use Python, you're going to use Hive. Okay. 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 And this is what it is. Okay. So the next type of job, if you see, is that of a machine learning engineer and a data scientist. Okay. Now, these are the two top level jobs into data science. Okay. Whenever you do data science, these two level. So when you're doing deployment and when you're looking at overall, data designing, model designing, and testing, right? You're going to be a machine learning engineer. You will be responsible for designing, developing, and learning of a particular system. You will give tasks for research on machine learning algorithms. You will test the application. Okay. You will see how it works and you will train and retrain the system until and unless it's working perfectly according to business guidelines. You as a person, you will have to have greater understanding on machine learning algorithms like NLP, deep learn. Okay. Then you are going to use Python. You're going to use SQL. You're going to use cloud architecture like AWS, GCP, Azure. Okay. And as a data scientist, you're there to help the entire team and monitor and understand the entire process. You are that person that knows everything right from data analyst to a machine learning engineer. Okay. You are the person who will identify data collection sources for business needs. You are the person who's going to give the task for processing, cleaning, and maintaining data or integrating data. You are the person who's going to automate data collection and management process. You are the person who's also going to test the model based out of data science tools and techniques. And wherever you think as a data science there are changes required, you're going to collaborate with the business, the engineering, and the product team to tell them, okay, these are the differences that need to be fixed. You are going to fix this. Now, to be an excellent data scientist, you need to have Python, machine learning, right? Deep learning, NLP, right? You need to understand cloud architecture a little bit, like AWS and GCP. Cool. So these are the major job types that you have. Okay. Now, very important. If you choose data science, how does your job structure or architecture look? Right? If I start as a business intelligence analyst, then I become a senior business intelligence analyst, business intelligence manager, and a VP. Okay. If I am a business analyst, then I become a senior business analyst, business analytics manager, and VP, and then CTO or chief data officer. If I'm a data analyst, senior data analyst, analytical manager, VP, and CTO. Similarly, for data scientists, data engineers, and machine learning engineers as well. Right? Over here, for uh, a data scientist, you will have salaries. In India, salaries are humongous, right? So salaries around about 25 to 30 LPA is just the start to begin with, depending on your tenure. Okay. As a data engineer, again, you fall in the better criteria of 25 to 30 lakh per annum. And for a machine learning engineer, again, it's the same criteria for 20 lakh to 30 lakh, dependent on your tenure. Okay, guys. So if you guys want to take a snapshot of this, I am particularly fine of you taking a snapshot because this is something of how your future will look into data science. Okay, I'm just going to wait for 30 seconds. Now, whilst you do that, I'll just have a glass of water. Okay, great. Thank you guys for waiting. Now let's understand the next slide. What are the industries that actually rely on data science, and what is the future of data science really? Is this domain that is actually going to be very useful to us? See, today, right, in today's world, every domain that you look at really, really, really depends on data science. Okay. There is no domain that is not having data. We are all moving to digital movement. We are all moving to digitization, whether it's from your TVs to watching the IPL right now on Hotstar, or whether it is your financial services, you have banking apps right now. Whether it's your healthcare, you have healthcare applications that are coming up. Manufacturing and retail, there's e-commerce that is there. In travel, right? If you want to book a flight, you have applications that are come up on your smartphone. Everything revolves. So, for an example, in the entertainment system, we use data science to do streaming services like Netflix, right? We at Netflix normally track and analyze data of what a user really wants to watch. It helps me kind of put the genre up there. It helps me put what kind of TV shows that can come, what kind of films we could put up here, right? Or what kind of reality shows, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Then in financial services, in finance, it is the highest and widely used tool. Data science is the highest and widely used. Every kind of bank fraud, credit card fraud, every kind of fraud detection, fraudulent transaction, financial risks, investment risks, right? Portfolio risks, right? Everything, if you want to detect an anomaly or a fraud, or if you want to predict how the financial services are going to look like, data science is used there. Okay. So you talk about if you do data science, right, and you're into the finance domain, you can work as a financial analyst. You can work as an investment analyst. You can work as a credit analyst, risk analyst, right? Portfolio management analyst, right? If you similarly healthcare. Now, healthcare, if anybody has ever fractured a bone, or if anybody has ever removed an ECG, electric cardiogram, right? If anybody has removed any kind of MRI, anything, how do these computers or how do these your smartwatches, right? Healthcare smartwatches that you use, how do they know if your heart is beating right, if your heart rate is high, if your O2 level in your blood is okay? It is all because of data science. It keeps monitoring and storing data, and diagnosing illnesses become easier. We are
Hello. So हाम्रो स्पिकरको अलिकति इन्टरनेटमा इस्युज भएर उहाँ डिस्कनेक्ट हुनु भएको जस्तो छ. He will join shortly, है. Let's wait for a while. Hey, sorry for the inconvenience caused. So Elvis is joining shortly. Hey, let's wait.
Okay, guys. I don't know what happened there. Apologies, but Snigdha, Sophia, you would have to give me access again, once again, co-host access. Okay, so guys, as I was saying, right, the future of data science is a whole lot. Okay, and you know, if you tell me, hey, Elvis, is data science actually going to be successful? Yes, data science is not going to move anywhere for the next 10 to 12 years. Okay, it's in fact we are all moving towards machine learning and data science. Okay, cool guys, right? So this is how data science is kind of incorporated into this world. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen again. Okay, cool. So if you have any questions, I'm open to taking questions, right? So yes, guys, any questions? Hello, Vivek, Snigdha, anybody, guys, if you have any questions, I can answer any questions regarding data science, right? So regarding the program, okay, let me tell you, we have programs, right? So Triple IT Bangalore, okay, Liverpool John Moores University, and we're also looking through, programs that are a few, collaborated programs. So Snigdha, do you want to say anything on those programs? I mean,
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Elvis. So we have programs, okay, from ranging from Indian universities to the universities in the US, UK, Germany, Canada, okay, and many more countries. So so you can do the program as a degree, as a certification, okay, or you can do like a hybrid program, and you can also transfer your credits abroad. So we have all three options, and we have a lot of offering from across the world in data science. So if any of you are interested, you guys can
yes.
leave, you can speak up, or you can say I'm interested in the chat, and we will call you back, and we can counsel you.
So, guys, is there any question, anything that you want to ask in this webinar that we are hosting? You could either put it in the chat, or, you know, okay. So, Sophia, Snigdha, I don't think see any questions coming up. So, looks like we are all good, right? Um, so, guys, if you have any questions, you can reroute it to Sophia or Snigdha, and I'll be more than glad to answer those. Or you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Cool. Okay, guys. So, Sophia, that's it for me, right? Uh, Thanks. Sophia, Snigdha, that's it for me. Okay.
I'm really sorry I got disconnected.
It's
So
a
yeah. Yeah. So if anybody is interested, you can type I'm interested or you can ask questions. We're here. So I think we can stay here for a while, answer a few questions, and bid everybody a good night. Anybody?
So, as a qualitative researcher, how can we step into data science? See, as a qualitative researcher, so are you into healthcare? What kind of qualitative research are you doing? Right? What kind of domain are you right now? Healthcare. Okay. So obviously, as a qualitative researcher, you will definitely be doing a lot of R&D, right? Moving through data science, you can move as a healthcare analyst, a bioinformatics analyst, or a social sciences analyst, right? So learning Python, learning SQL will definitely help you, and you would have greater results through data science on that. Okay. So, yeah, it is definitely a good step that you can move either through the programs that are mentioned like Triple IDB or Liverpool John Moores University or any other study abroad kind of programs. Once you learn end-to-end data science, you can definitely switch your way through. It's only going to be better for you. What would be the basic course? The basic course is a postgraduate diploma in data science through Triple IT Bangalore. I'm a veterinarian in from Nepal. Okay. Can you give me any insights as per your experiences in the sector? Sure. See, as a veterinarian, okay, again, it moves out in the medical field, right? Uh, it's a great question. So, based on the knowledge, right, you can leverage it into, I think, predictive any kind of disease outbreak, any kind of, predicting or preventing outbreaks of zoonotic diseases. Like, for an example, there is rabies or XYZ. So, you could work in the research, healthcare, and research departments, and you can collect real time animal health data from clinics, farms, field reports, and you can detect patterns and tools like you can use tools like Python, Skeleton, GIS mapping for disease tracking, uh, and you can work in multiple companies. You can work into your own, into your own, into your own lab or as an entrepreneur. Or I think there is labs like IDEX is there, right? Uh, you can also go into diagnostic imaging, X-ray, ultrasound, right? And these are many other companies that you can work for. Yes. Okay. How long is the diploma program? The diploma program will take around about 12 months, right? 12 months. How long will it take to complete a course? It will take around 12 months, guys.
I think we have shorter duration courses from Knowledge Hut, Elvis, Talent Edge and
Yeah,
Knowledge.
yeah. So we did show, okay. Uh, right. So yeah, you can attach a link towards them as well. So it's around about so guys, any program at Talent Edge, Knowledge Hut, Upgrad, or any other platform that you see, right, over here with MentorLab. Okay, it varies from 6 months to a full 24 months, 18 to 24 months, right? So your certification starts from 6 months. Your postgraduate diplomas are for 12 to 13 months, and then your master's is for 18 to 24 months. Okay. Okay. Does data science facilitate to a mixed method researcher? How does it this align with each other? So when we talk about a mixed method researcher, right? In certain cases, yes, it does facilitate, right? Uh, so both involve, see, mixed method researcher both involve collecting, analyzing, interpreting data from multiple sources, right? So understanding quantitative and qualitative behavior, you can use data science and move towards understanding big data science, machine learning, right? And how does it actually handle, or how does it actually facilitate this? It will help you handle large scale data efficiency, right? So that is one thing. It will enhance all kind of data quality that you're looking at, or data qualitative analysis that you're looking at. It will improve any kind of data triangulation, right? So you can combine IoT, right, over here, uh, and data visualization methods as well. So everything is here. Okay, you can do it over here. Okay, it definitely backs along. Okay, right. Okay, let's take the next question. How can LLM help data science? One second. Okay, how can LLM help in data science? Do we need to do it the hard way? See, large language models can usually help in GPT or Gemini, Cloud, right? So transforming data science, complex tasks, making workflows, right? So a lot of automated data cleaning, right, can help you. Faster exploratory data analysis, featuring any kind of engineering and selection sections, debugging codes, and so there is you would definitely have to learn Python and SQL for it, right? You might want to also understand PyCharacter for it, right? So yes, Power BI is one of the things that you would also want to understand. What kind of okay, so what kind of advice do you have for someone just starting their journey in data science? I think for someone starting their journey in data science, I mean, all I could tell you is just practice. Okay, practice will make you perfect. It is very easy. It's not a term where you will just get yourself mind boggled, or it is difficult. It's not difficult. It's very easy. All it requires is practice. Anytime a fresher starts something, obviously there are certain doubts, there are certain pitch and rules that happen, right? So you might want to address to that during the course with the team that is in there and with the faculty that is in there. But other than that, for someone starting their journey in data science, I think it's a very fruitful domain, pays you well. Okay, yeah. So that's okay. Cool. Uh, Thank you very much, Amita. I'm glad that you like the session. Yes. Any other questions, guys? Okay. So, Snigdha, looks like we are all good on the question section, uh, right? Uh, I wish you all, guys all the best, and right, do well in your future ahead. Take care, guys. Snigdha, that's me signing off.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Elvis.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you and
Bye bye.
everybody for being here. We hope this was insightful for you. Thank you. Good night.